Get ready, Mile High faithful, because your franchise stands on a razor's edge right now, with critical choices unfolding in the shadows. You might soon say goodbye to beloved icons, and the sacred bond holding this squad together is currently on the line. Every single move is calculated for one obsession, capturing the Super Bowl LXI crown, but there is a shocking curveball coming your way. You will be absolutely stunned by the heavy hitters potentially facing the axe, just to balance the books. Picture your celebrated all-stars, the voices commanding the locker room, and the warriors who bled orange and blue to drag you to the AFC summit. While some moves might make your blood boil, others could clear the deck for game-changing acquisitions. So what is truly transpiring behind closed doors? You are about to hear the unvarnished truth. And trust me, this is not the comfortable news update you were hoping for today. Before diving into the deep end, do your duty right now and smash that like button if you trust your team is only a couple of genius moves away from hoisting the Lombardi Trophy next February. If you stand among the fiercely loyal souls who have tracked this franchise ever since the glory days at Mile High, drop a comment below declaring, "Go Broncos." My heart pumps orange and blue. Okay, you need to understand the gritty reality involving these cuts, the restrictive salary cap, and where your Denver Broncos go from here. At this moment, your gaze is fixed on the front office as they confront a gauntlet of brutal choices regarding veteran leaders and financial limits. You can expect between $35 and $40 million in spending money, hinging entirely on where the league sets the final financial ceiling. However, if you want your squad to attack free agency with ferocity, they must make agonizing sacrifices, meaning household names might be shown the door. The initial name causing a stir is Ben Powers, one of the first recruits brought in by Sean Payton to armor up your offensive trenches. When he was at full strength, you saw him dominate, undeniably. Yet a torn bicep forced him to the sidelines for a significant stretch. Even with him gone, your offensive line stayed unbreakable, keeping your quarterback among the least battered signal callers in the entire league. This proves to you exactly how robust the depth and coaching acumen really were within that unit this year. Now, this is where the situation grabs your attention, because losing a starter did not cause the catastrophic performance dip you might expect. Actually, your squad marched on with a fourth-string guard, Palchevsky, after injuries took down not just Powers, but the backups too. He stepped into the fire magnificently. But be honest, he was never part of your primary, secondary, or even tertiary plans when the season kicked off. You have to give immense respect to Coach Zach Strief and the powerhouse culture this staff has constructed. Releasing Ben Powers would free up $8.5 million, which is a massive chunk of change. With that financial flexibility, you could legitimately chase a weapon like George Pickens, or even a runner like Kenneth Walker to ignite your attack, while bidding farewell to a veteran Hurts. You can see the football logic here, especially if management believes the younger guys are ready to shine. Moving on to Brandon Jones, and this scenario is divisive, because axing him saves $7.4 million with a tiny dead cap hit. But let me be direct. This potential exit feels unsettling to you. He formed a lethal safety tandem with Talanoa Hufanga that injected genuine ferocity into your defensive backfield. However, your defense remained unbreakable even in his absence, particularly during that critical Patriots clash where the unit looked elite. Yet, removing him implies you must re-sign PJ Locke and pray he accepts a significant hometown discount to stay. You cannot ignore that the defense surrendered 30 points to Buffalo without Jones, which arguably highlights his true worth. But do you gamble with the chemistry of a unit that proved it could suffocate opponents when the pressure was highest? It is a brutal decision. And then there is Dre Greenlaw, which is where your feelings really get involved. He lost time to a hamstring issue, but you watched him fight back early and display glimpses of the superstar linebacker he is destined to be. Releasing him clears $6 million, but it also guts your linebacker core, especially with your other key defenders currently unsigned. Removing him leaves you staring at a massive void in the middle, a risk that feels entirely too dangerous considering the pivotal nature of that role in the defensive scheme. Consider also that rivals in San Francisco are already eager to snatch him up the moment he hits the market, making it obvious that you need to keep this warrior in your colors. Finally, Evan Engram. And this one hurts, because while he missed the mark this year, remember, he was a Pro Bowler in 2023 and dazzled in camp. You had immense hopes until that back injury against the Colts struck. That moment wrecked his entire campaign. And if you know anything about back issues, just look at Michael Porter Jr. You know how destructive and persistent those injuries are. But before the fall, he looked poised to become a beast in this system. Think of him as your wild card, a lethal hybrid designed to shatter opposing coverages. Slicing Engram frees up $3 million, but you swallow a $7 million dead cap penalty, a bad trade, unless you have secured a successor like David Njoku or Cole Kmet. You struggle to rationalize abandoning a talent who possesses such obvious, explosive upside within this specific scheme. Don't forget, Engram selected Denver over the Chargers when he hit the open market. That loyalty deserves respect, so unless management holds a winning hand, releasing him seems rash. Now, consider Matt Peart. He stepped in for Powers against the Jets and looked lost. Yet you later learned he battled a brutal knee injury that finished his year. So, can you honestly evaluate his capabilities based on that single disastrous outing? It is doubtful. If Peart recovers fully, he becomes a sturdy rotational asset. But understand this, you cannot slash both Powers and Peart. That move erases too much grit from your interior trenches. If you exile one, you must ensure the survivor is prepared to battle. Face the cold truth. Every choice your Broncos execute this offseason bears tremendous consequence. You are not constructing from scratch. You are reloading the chamber. Your title shot is right there, but one fatal cut slams the window shut before 2026 begins. Now, revisit that locker room vibe. That 2025 crew wasn't merely skilled. They were brothers, visible in how they bonded off the gridiron and supported every charitable cause. They gathered in personal sanctuaries like a true family, creating a bond no paycheck or coaching drill could ever manufacture. Disrupt the wrong cornerstone, and you risk shattering a chemistry tighter than even that legendary 2015 Super Bowl unit. Sean Payton understands this reality. George Pickens grasps it too. The dilemma asks how much danger you accept for budget relief. So let's be honest about the power of financial flexibility. You are hunting bona fide superstars, potentially launching a pursuit for a talent like George Pickens should he hit the market. That specific acquisition transforms your attacking DNA instantly. Or maybe you chase an elite rusher like Kenneth Walker, a force adding immediate volatility to partner with Bo Nix and boost the ground game. Yet executing those plays requires room found elsewhere, and currently, the chopping block features cherished vets with genuine worth. However, despite your affection for these warriors, you are running a ruthless enterprise. If Ben Powers' exit didn't wreck the line and actually allowed surprises like Palshevsky to emerge, perhaps you sever ties and utilize that $8.5 million elsewhere. This isn't emotional. It is tactical, the precise sort of icy calculation that constructs dynasty rosters. Yet the scenario regarding Brandon Jones stands apart. His financial relief lures you, but your safety group walks a razor's edge. Release him, and you pray PJ Locke remains cheap and eager to return. Fail that, and you weaken a critical pillar of a defense that played at an elite level during the final run. Beyond stats, Jones and Hufanga were dominant. Shatter that duo, and you gamble on regression right as your unit hits its peak. Greenlaw, you recognize him as the hammer, the soul of your resistance, the warrior who defies recovery timelines to strike like a locomotive. If you allow Greenlaw to walk, you absolutely need 3 interior linebackers prepared to step up immediately, seeing as both Singleton and Stranad remain without contracts. You face too many unknowns for a role demanding stability and violence. Do not tamper with that foundation. Regarding Evan Engram, this dilemma haunts your sleep. You never discard your wild card without holding the winning replacement in hand. Engram may have posted underwhelming stats, but recall the brilliance he displayed in camp and preseason prior to his back issues. His connection with Bo Nix was undeniable. The dynamic playmaking ability was palpable. You are not questioning his skill. You are debating his durability and your faith in his resurgence. If you lack that faith, you must already be negotiating with a target like David Njoku or Cole Kmet in the shadows, even if rules forbid it, because replacing a tight end of Engram's caliber is not a move you make carelessly. Matt Peart offers depth with potential. Yes, he stumbled badly, but he fought through a compromised knee that eventually finished his campaign. You cannot objectively grade his worth on that single contest. With Ben Powers possibly leaving, you require an asset like Peart for insurance. Trench depth is vital in a league guaranteeing attrition. Peart may not start, yet fully healed. He serves as a crucial swing option, covering both guard and tackle spots. Ultimately, you do not bet against your offensive line security during a year fueled by Super Bowl aspirations. Now, one overlooked factor is the chain reaction. Imagine you release Powers, unlocking that $8.5 million, potentially securing Kenneth Walker. Instantly, your ground attack detonates. Unlock more play action for Bo Nix. and your possession time spikes while your defense recharges one move, transforming your whole roster. That is exactly what you are weighing right now. Looking beyond the price tag, to the volatile chain reaction every decision triggers. But everything circles back to chemistry. Because you know this Broncos squad was not just the most talented in the AFC, they were the tightest unit, and you do not risk shattering that bond just to chase a few million in cash. Because once you destroy that magic, it is gone, and your path to Super Bowl LXI relies on the foundation of 2025. Cut the wrong warrior, and you will watch that collective belief immediately start to crumble. So, you have heard the rumors, seen the stats, and felt the undeniable impact of these players all season long. If you were forced to cut just one of them to secure a dream signing, who would you choose? And who do you refuse to release, no matter what the salary cap demands? Share your thoughts in the comments. For more deep analysis, hit subscribe, smash that like, and watch the video on your screen as you march towards Super Bowl LXI. Go Broncos!